Okay, folks, let's get one thing straight. You don't need a $3,000 camera, a fancy studio, or a hired photographer to create some pretty amazing cosplay photos. Although, yes, the higher quality a camera you have does typically mean the better results your photos will end up being, there are easier ways of creating higher quality content on a budget with limited experience in content creation. And today, I'm going to be teaching you guys all just that by sharing 10 simple ways to make your cosplay photos look more professional without breaking the bank. If you're new to my channel, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Star, otherwise I'm simply known as Lady Dead Rabbit here on the internet. I am a small but full-time professional cosplay and content creator, and here on this channel, I really cover everything that's cosplay and cosplay related. So whether you've been cosplaying for 10 years or 10 weeks, I think that these are all really basic skills and tips that everyone can apply to their cosplay content. Starting strong with number 10, let's talk about using better lighting. Currently, I'm using the newer video light setup. I use this for both my photos and my video content, and I absolutely love it. It's pretty affordable, and you can either get it off the newer website or you can just get it off Amazon. However, if you're on a really strict budget, or if you're just a little intimidated with using professional studio lights, then I think that starting off the ring light is gonna be your best bet. Ring lights are really affordable and you can get them pretty much anywhere. I think I've even seen people sell them at dollar stores. And if you can't even afford that, then you absolutely can use natural lighting with your content. My best suggestion with using any sort of natural lighting for your photos or your videos is to really pay attention to the time of day that you're filming. The best times of day for you to get the best lighting is more than likely going to be during the golden hours. So this is when the sun is still rising or when the sun is setting in the evening. I strongly recommend that you try to avoid filming during the midday, as this is when the sun is going to be at this highest point and it's going to cast some really harsh shadows. Which brings us to number 9 on the list. Choose your backgrounds carefully. Cosplayers, you guys gotta really avoid having clutter in the background of your videos and your photos. The main focal point should be on your hard work, not on the state of your living. The simplest solution to this problem would honestly just be to find an area in your house where you just have a blank wall so that you can film directly in front of it. If you want to take things a step further, you can definitely invest in having some sort of backdrop that you can hang up. Or if you wanted to be extra fancy, you can do location shoots. These are always fun. Number 8, think about composition. Now, there's about 5 different basic techniques within photography that you need to keep in mind for understanding proper composition. The first rule is the rule of thirds. So imagine like a tic-tac-toe grid over your image. Placing your main subject along these lines at or their intersections create more balance and visual interest than centering it. If you're familiar with Instagram, they actually have a filter, or at least they used to have a filter that allowed you to do this. And I'm pretty sure that most iPhones will actually have this feature built in. The next rule number 2, is leading lines. And for this, you just need to use natural or man-made lines like roads, rivers, or architectural edges to draw the viewer's eye through the camera lens and directly at your subject, which of course should be your cosplay. Frame within a frame, which is number 3. For this, you want to use foreground elements like doorways, archways, or overhanging branches to create a natural border around your main subject, adding some instant depth. Honestly, I think this is a really cool concept, but unfortunately, I haven't really had much time to experiment with this because I don't really work with photographers very often. Number 4, symmetry and patterns. Centered, symmetrical shots can create a powerful sense of stability and reflection, like a landscape on a still lake, while repeating patterns avoid visual rhythm. Sorry, that was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? Anyhow, the last rule to understand composition is leading space. When shooting a subject that is moving or looking in a certain direction, leave open space in front of them to imply movement or to give them room to breathe within the frame. Honestly, this isn't really that big of a deal whenever it comes to photography, but it can certainly tell a story to the viewer. And speaking of stories, this brings us to number 7 on the list. Don't just stand there, do something in character when taking photos. A lot of the times, I like to actually derive reference photos from Pinterest on whatever character I'm cosplaying. This is a really great way to kind of mimic the character's facial expressions and poses to feel more authentic to whoever you're cosplaying as. Number 6, use props. This could be anything from LED lights that you use behind you to maybe some sort of prop weapon to hold, or really just any sort of character-specific item that you can have in your hands or that you could use in your environment. Number 5, experiment with angles. Shooting from above can really make you look powerful and strong, while shooting from above can make you look a little bit more soft and intimate. You can actually reuse the same poses for multiple different photos, but just take it in different angles and it'll really give a much more interesting and different perspective to your cosplays. Number 4, improv your posing. This actually goes hand in hand with number 7, with using reference photos for whatever poses you want to do that are character specific to your cosplays. However, they do say that depending on whatever your body type is, there are certain angles and certain poses that you should maybe try to avoid. For example, people who are larger in stature should actually be shot from a distance and should be shot at a mid to higher up range, while people who are smaller and thinner can be shot in more dynamic angles and up close. Personally, I think that this all just boils down to your personal preference, whoever you're cosplaying, and whatever kind of story that you're wanting to convey. Whenever I do photo shoots, I want to say that 90% of the photos that I end up taking, I don't even use, and it's really just experimenting. But with whatever 10% of the photos that I do end up using, it usually ends up being some of my best work. Number 3, edit with intention. This might be a little bit of an advanced skill for some of you baby cosplayers out there, but it's pretty straightforward. For example, whenever you're editing your photos or your videos, try to use filters that match in theme with whatever universe you're cosplaying from. And try to avoid just slapping random stickers or filters onto your cosplay content, because it might end up just confusing the audience. Just keep in mind with being in theme with whatever universe and whatever characters that you're dressing up as. Number 2, pay attention to small details. Now what I mean by this is like your wig flyaways or crooked accessories or like creases and wrinkles in your costume. I know that this is a little easier said than done, especially whenever you're out in public and you're trying to record content. Usually I just end up using my phone to check back up on if my makeup's smudged or if I have any crazy flyaways whenever I'm out shooting photos. And finally, number 1 on the list, stop worrying about gear. Your phone is enough. Do what you can with the lighting that you have access to. Skills are what truly matter in cosplay, and you can only develop skills by trial and error. Equipment can be upgraded as time goes on. Hell, I've been doing this for 16 years and I'm always trying to upgrade my equipment to something better. But most of all, cosplay is about being passionate and having fun. Bonus tip, stop comparing yourself to other creators. We all start from somewhere, and you really never know how much experience someone else has. So while yes, there are plenty of cosplay creators who end up blowing up and becoming super viral within their first year of cosplay, while there are other creators that takes them decades before they're able to really get big and known in the community. But it's important to keep in mind that you're not always seeing what's going on behind the scenes. Sometimes newbie cosplayers get really popular simply because they just so happen to have a lot of really good connections. Or maybe they just have a better understanding of how the algorithm works. It doesn't necessarily mean that their content is better than your own. And for you older cosplayers, just because you've been in the community longer doesn't necessarily mean that you have any more authority than someone else does. Not everyone has the same budget to be able to make the same things or even the same skill set. We all start from somewhere, and it takes time and a lot of patience to be able to build upon things. So try not to beat yourself up just because your content might not be as popular as someone else's, or because maybe your costuming doesn't look as nice. You just have to keep trying at it. You will get there eventually. But I am curious, what are some other tips that you cosplayers might want to share to someone else? And what's the first tip that you plan on applying to your own cosplay content from this video? If you enjoyed this video and you want to maybe check out some more of my cosplay content, pinned in the comments down below, I will have a video showcasing how I edit my Dragon Age content, as well as a video to help those beginner cosplayers out there better plan for their cosplay projects. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for more cosplay and cosplay related videos, and comment some other suggestions that you might want to share to other people. And of course, be sure to like this video so that it reaches a more broad audience out there. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Be sure to stick around for next week's video, as I'll be talking more about how to deal with burnout as a cosplayer. See you guys next time.